Welcome to the Never Ending Backlog podcast, your place for short reviews from a gamer with the goal of reducing his backlog. From adventures to sandboxes, join our host as we walk through a collection of unplayed treasures. Now, let's take a look at the featured game of this episode of the Never Ending Backlog.
Hello everyone. Have you ever gone to a Renaissance fair, watched the jousters, and thought, you know what would be more exciting? What if they were on unicycles? Doesn't that sound more exciting? Well, if you've had those thoughts, then today's episode on the Never Ending Backlog is for you. Originally, we were going to play Back to the Future Episode 2, Get Tannin'. However, it seems I should play Episode 1 all the way through before starting Episode 2. Just a feeling I get. So after researching how long that would take, about 2 to 3 hours per game, I've decided I'm going to work on beating Episode 1 and returning for Episodes 2, 3, 4, 5 later in this podcast. Maybe I'll do a whole week dedicated to just this game series. I think that would be the way I should probably go about this. So, what's up next for the bees? It's Balancelot, which is a medieval theme, rolling, platformer where you control a unicyclist that is also toting around a lance and a shield. Pure anarchy. So what is it? According to the Steam description, use your controller or keyboard to balance the clumsy but fully functional unicycle. Thrust the threatening mythical monsters with your sharpened lace as they sit on your way to glory. Climbing over the dead animals with your unicycle may be the last climb you take. The genre is action, adventure, casual, indie, racer. It was released in 2019. The developer is Anvil Bird Interactive, and the publisher is Jestercraft. How much is it? Current price is $5.19 on Steam. The MSRP on Steam is $7.99. According to Is There Any Deal, historical low price for this game is $1.59 on Steam as well. So let's review it. The install startup. Balancelot is around 1.5 gigs and installed pretty quickly. It's larger than I would have imagined it'd be, especially considering Abyss Odyssey was less. And considering that, though it's a smooth game, it doesn't really have a ton of girth to it that you'd expect for a package over a gig. Now, I might just be getting picky. I know you could look at games like Call of Duty and be like, whoa, you're complaining about 1 gig. I should play Call of Duty. Well, I do play Call of Duty, and I complain about those too. Regarding graphics, the art style reminds me of the animations in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's exactly what you'd want to see from a casual medieval-oriented game. Then again, in the description, the developer mentions, and Lanson's sharpened like Monty Python jokes. So this was likely done on purpose. The game did push 5760 by 1080 resolution, and you could tell it was going to be stretched poorly. However, I was quickly able to jump into the settings and change it to 1920 by 1080, which worked well for my triple monitor setup. Regarding audio, the soundtrack is cheerful, has a medieval flair to it. It definitely sounds like it would be played over a PA at a Renaissance fair. Personally, I think there should be more harp, but it is what it is. The audio sound effects are entertaining, from the sound your character makes when he or she is attempting to jump on the unicycle. You get the struggle they must be going through, to the sound of your back breaking as you fail to balance your unicycle and your character falls to the ground, or hits the ceiling, or falls off a cliff. Endless deaths for this poor character. Controls? Pretty simple to grasp, challenging to actually use, since it's meant to be challenging to balance a unicycle. Who would have guessed? While attacking monsters with your lance. Interesting. You push up on the keyboard to move the wheel forward, left and right to balance your rider, spacebar jumps, and Z or control is the attack with the lance. I will mention, with the attacking, the attacking goes straight out. So if your unicycle is just going straight out and the creature is smaller than you, then you'll actually have to push back so that way you roll back so you tip forward and you lance down. It's challenging. You can use a gamepad as well. I chose keyboard this time since I did not want to plug in my USB dongle for my Steam controller at the time. And plus games like Getting Over It, which came out, I prefer the accuracy of a keyboard. Gameplay? Not a ton to really explain in this game. It's a medieval tapestry animation type game that you play a jouster who rides a unicycle to kill various beasts such as snails. Yep. The developer certainly keeps up with this game, as it is also Halloween motive, which is nice to see. Granted, I understand it could have always been programmed to trigger around a certain date range, but I like to think the game that is just over a year old is still being supported by the developer. Regarding difficulty, it's definitely a challenging game. Easy to understand, however difficult to execute. Things like balancing while jumping, and even things like killing a snail where the shell remains and you have to jump over it carefully, requires some grace that is tough to master. Regarding achievements, there are 10 achievements that you can earn. I didn't get any, unfortunately, which I think is actually a great thing. I like games that make it tough to earn achievements. That's why they're called achievements. Like, I beat the first level and a couple others. Didn't get achievements. It's probably a good thing. Regarding pros, offers the ability for in-game advertisements, which I'll mention that more in a second. It's pleasantly challenging, yet not so much where you don't want to continue, though the current reviews might say otherwise. You can unlock multiple characters, you can collect and earn stars for each level, and it's one of those games you can't be afraid of dying 100 plus times to get your goal. And I think there are people that really like those type of games. I'm undecided. Cons, the snails are extremely frustrating. Then again, snails, slimes, etc. are always frustrating in these type of games. I think it could work well on 3 monitors. I can imagine the beautiful animated tapestry rolling landscape across all 3 monitors, which would look nice, rather than just skewing it and just blurring it. There is also some randomness to the movements that sometimes has the unicycling performing, let's just say, oddly. However, I've never ridden a unicycle, so perhaps that is exactly how they perform in real life. Therefore, I have no comment. So if I have a unicyclist listening to this episode, please let me know. I will purchase you this game, and I would like your honest feedback on the realism of this game in an interview. I think that'd be fun. Regarding interesting stories, in the first level, and maybe near other levels, near the end of the level, the last checkpoint, there is a wooden sign that says, "Your ad here?" which is awesome. In college, I had studied games that allowed companies to purchase in-game advertising. Primarily, it was billboards in games like Need for Speed, Burnout, etc. However, how much fun would it be to see an advertisement for the Never Ending Backlog podcast in the game, especially one that I'm reviewing? I mean, I'm just saying, it seems like that's my target audience. Medieval unicycling enthusiasts with the interest of shaking up ancient horse jousting theme. If that doesn't scream PC game backlog, nothing does. So would I recommend this game? Unfortunately, for $5, I can't recommend this game. I'm sure it took quite a bit of time and creativity to complete this game. However, there are similar games on the mobile app marketplace for free that would be comparable to the experience. Plus, although I think the idea of having in-game advertising is intriguing, the marketer in me, I guess, traditionally, presenting people with ads, or marketing, is to reduce the cost of the product or service. If the developer manages to book advertising for its products, then it should also decrease the cost. I think, personally, as the marketer in me, I think it'd be a cool model to see. Putting in an announcement on social media and everywhere else saying, "Thank you, companies XYZ, whoever paid for the advertisement, for sponsoring Balancelot. Because of this, we can give the game away for just 25 cents, or something insanely low, and that would draw a larger user base, draw more people to see the advertisements, and so on and so forth." Stuff like that I think would work pretty well. And like I said, developer, try it out. Let me know what you think. Get a couple advertisers, say, "Hey, you guys are going to recoup the cost for me. This is how much I make per month on this game. I want to recoup that much. This is how much I'm going to charge for advertising. And then we're going to drop the price down significantly to get more people to play the game. And then I can do announcements along that." I think that'd be cool to see. So definitely try it out. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe we'll do it together. If you're listening to this episode, Jestercraft or Anvil Bird Interactive, let me know. We'll do another interview. Anyway, that is my review for Balancelot, the medieval unicycling platforming game. Have a great day, everybody.